What a disappointing way to end the season for NC State, losing a big lead and then falling in overtime to St. Louis 83-80. Tweeting all night for the ACCDN, North Carolina State great Julius Hodge, 2004 ACC Player of the Year, and now an ACC legend. Julius, what were you thinking watching the Wolfpack in the final 5 minutes of regulation and in overtime?
I got to be honest, it was a tough watch, Jeff. I mean, with us being up by as much as 16 points in this game, the last 5 minutes being up 11 points, 9 points for most of the way, and then pretty much just self-destructing, missing free throws. And St. Louis missed their fair share of free throws as well. But it was pretty much a crumbling job by the Wolfpack.
Julius, I feel like Wolfpack Nation just needs a big hug right now. That's certainly what it seemed like on Twitter as you were conversing with fans on the ACCDN Twitter feed. It really had to be, for Wolfpack fans, a tough one to live through.
It is. It's definitely a tough pill to swallow, but Wolfpack Nation is going to be strong, stay behind the team. We have to look at some of the positives. 6 games ago, we weren't even in the talk of being in the NCAA tournament. We had to go on a stretch where we had to win our last 3 games in the regular season, win 2 in the ACC tournament, and then put up a good fight versus Duke just to get in. The other night we got a big win versus Xavier, and even in this game, this very young team showed flashes of greatness, being up by 16 points at one point. And with next year, with Trevor Lacey coming in, with the cast and group of guys we have now, with Malik Abu, the twins, I think next year we'll have a very good group.
You hit on something, playing so many games, 5 games now in the last week. Did they look tired to you?
I think towards the end, the very end of the game, maybe it was about 1:14 left. I believe I saw TJ. He got an and one, and he kind of just laid on the floor for a moment longer than usual. So I think the guys were fatigued because of the flow of the game, but it wasn't because we played a bunch of games. I mean, these guys are used to it. You do it all through AAU. You're practicing anyway the days you're not playing. So I don't want to be the one to use that as a crutch.
You mentioned T.J. Warren at the postgame press conference. He had his head down on his shoulder. He didn't even look up or answer questions for the first 5 minutes before he finally had one directed right to him, and he had to really answer. Clearly, T.J. Warren deflated. Julius, what's your thought now as potentially he could be leaving after his sophomore season?
I want to hit on his performance tonight. T.J. definitely shot poorly from the free throw line, from the field early on. He was missing a lot of shots he usually made. And, it was a tough go for him. But TJ had a great season. I think looking into the future, when his stock is as high as it is now, you don't want to gamble and maybe trying to come back to school, even though I know he loves Wolfpack Nation and he loves being a student athlete at NCSU. You have to take advantage right now of his stock. And, him being a middle of the first round pick, I'm sure when he go into those NBA workouts, those one-on-ones, 2-on-2s, they see how good he really shoots the ball. He can easily be a lottery pick. So he definitely has to go, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know he's going to beat himself up over the missed free throws, 6 of 14 tonight, but 28 points on just 22 shots. He really brought it again tonight. And like we talked about, everyone was missing free throws. It wasn't just TJ. He's been the guy that's carried this load all season long. You talked about looking ahead. We saw other guys step up tonight for NC State.
Oh, yes. Ralston Turner. He'll be a returning senior next year. He stepped up, had a really big game. Des Lee off the bench came in, hit some big threes late, made some big free throws. Cat Barber. I think he played a hell of a game for the most part. With him being a freshman and showing up on the stage like this, I think it definitely propels his confidence going into next year. Tyler Lewis, even though this game it was very unconventional for him and having 7 turnovers, he showed a lot of toughness. Had a shot at the end of regulation to win it, and it just rimmed out. So it's definitely a lot of positives from these guys. B.J. Anya, the way he's blocking every shot, Leonard Freeman, the way he's been rebounding, Kyle Washington. It's a bunch of guys on this team that can really be happy with this season and be happy looking into the future.
No doubt, Mark Gottfried gets his team, his NC State teams, to 3 NCAA tournaments in 3 seasons. They finished the year 22-14, and as you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, they made a great run at the end of the season just to be in this position. So clearly, looking ahead, you can see, hey, this team has it headed in the right direction, even though it does look like T.J. Warren will be headed to the NBA. Well-deserved. He would be a first-round pick. Julius Hodge, hey, really appreciate you taking time out tonight on Skype and taking time out to tweet for us the last couple of NC State games. I know Wolfpack Nation has gone nuts. We've added all these followers because of you wanting to hear what you've had to say about NC State in the NCAA tournament. Julius Hodge, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me, Jeff.